Today, we're taking a look at Acustica Audio's newest mastering suite. This is LATTE. You have a standalone filter processor, EQ, multiband, dynamics, and an additional ultra-ized EQ. Let's take a look at the controls. First and foremost, no expense was spared. So don't expect this to be usable across a bunch of tracks. This thing is pretty heavy. All of the newer plugins share the preset management system here at the top. If the plugin comes with some presets, you'll click here and it will show you the factory library, or you can save your own and add favorites. The newer plugins are resizable. You get quite a number of sizes to choose from. Here we have the preamp, 5 separate selections here, activating it with this switch here, and this gives you the Ultra Tech. Below this is the trim that feeds the preamp. It is gain compensated with the output. The more you turn it up, the more the output goes down. We have our plug-in bypass button here and a number of listening modes. For the filters themselves, here is the volume for the low EQ, and you can change the slope of the filter from here. In the middle section, we have the Nivu filters. The left one here, boost and cut, gives you the smiley effect or the frowny effect, if you want to call it that. So we have the smiley effect here. And then we have just the opposite, the frowny effect this way. The knob on the right functions more like a tilt EQ. And then of course we have the high EQ. All right, so that's this guy here. We also have the alive option. And if you're not aware, what that does is it gives movement to the preamp signal to give it a more genuine to analog behavior. And not to be remiss, all of the plugins come with oversampling. Next is the EQ. We have a total of 5 preamps. The pre-activation, the ultra, and the alive option is in the EQ as well. Trim for the preamp. You get 4 bands. All right. Hyper mode, hyper, the eco, and the 2 digital options. And you get filters in here as well. With the EQs, you do have adjustable Q for each one of the bands, and that's pretty much it. Next is the multiband dynamics processor. So not just compression, but we have expansion as well. So if we take a look at one of the strips here, we have the ratio, we have the gain modification, attack release, the attack hold and release hold, the threshold, the schmod, and the power option. You can solo each of the bands, you can bypass the bands, you can even engage a side chain to the bands. If you want to listen to the side chain, you click this button. We have 3 crossover points here below the multiband strips that allow you to adjust at what point they begin to cross over to the next dynamics processor. And of course, this shows you the curve of the actual processing. Down at the bottom, we have our usual suspects, the input, the preamp switch, the ultra switch, we have a drive knob, and we have the alive knob with its respective switch. We have the ability to switch between dry and wet. To link the stereo or not, we have a linear phase option. We have a ceiling option here. So this will prevent the signal from going above 0. We have some built-in dithering options. At the top here, you can see we have the usual bypass and listen modes. And then for the meter section, Each one of the bands has its own independent gain reduction meter, its own independent side chain level meter, the input, which the left side is peak, the right side is RMS, and the output where the right side is peak and the left side is RMS. This is the Ultra EQ. Now this has a more modern look to it compared to its traditional GUI. So we have the same functionality that we got from the standard EQ, just in a more visibly pleasing and I guess more visually useful way of EQing. It does come with the hyper mode, the same 5 preamps, the trim for the preamp. This button here gives you the spectrum analyzer for your signal. The C-Link ensures that whatever you do on the left side is linked to what you have on the right side. You have the Alive option here. Now we have 2 phase options. So I imagine one of them is for the controls. This one is for the mid side. Now, if you've noticed an L and M and S and R here, the EQ is in the standard left-right mode, but if you switch it to mid-side, now the left side is for mid, right side is for sides. In this case, you may want to unlink the control links because these are 2 different signals now from the same signal. And of course, we have the Ultra Tech built in. The output are listening modes, and that covers the EQ. Finally, we have the stereo dynamics processor. Your usual suspects, similar to what we found on the multiband: threshold, ratio, the need, stereo link, the power. You can do an external side chain. This is the ceiling and it's called peak here. We have the preamp tech, the ultra tech. This input adjusts how much signal is going into the compressor, not the preamp. This is the preamp trim. So the more you turn this up, the more the preamp gives you a greater spread of harmonic content. We do have an auto gain function that works for the compressor. So the more you compress it, it will adjust its output. This does come in compressor or expander. We have the Alive option, our output, listening modes, bypass. The lower half here is your analyzer and sidechain readout. So this has quite an interesting sidechain system. That's the filters, right? And then you have low, mid, and high. And you can adjust these to choose whether or not you want the compressor to act on a particular part of your signal. So at the top here, this is the sidechain visual. So as I'm feeding it some signal, you can see that we can engage that visual readout. We can also do the output readout as well. This allows you to monitor the sidechain signal, so you would hear what this is feeding it. Of course, here at the top, this is the much improved gain reduction readout. So it gives you the gain reduction in red, and then the input and output and the average down at the lower half. And that, folks, is the controls. Let's take a listen at what LATTE sounds like in action. What we're going to do first is I have all of the preamps from each of the instances here and the Alive from each of the instances grouped to one knob. So we're going to adjust the preamp and the Alive until we get the character that we're looking for. Here's before. Let's get to it. First, we're going to do the filters. that we fall in need. Can't tell the stranger we all have within. Shoot for the stars, Jupiter, Mars, land on your land of love, right where you are. With you so afar, well, I get to know who you are. Here on my land of love, you are a star. Now, I do like these Nevo filters. I think for right now, we'll leave it there. I do want to adjust our preamp back just a little bit. Can't prevail the danger that we fall in need. Can't tell the stranger we all have within. Alright, so we're going to go to the EQ. I'm going to give it a little boost here on the high frequencies, just a little bit. And this is a passive EQ without induction, from what I've heard. Very gentle. We all have within. Shoot for the stars, Jupiter, Mars, land on your land of love, right where you are. With you so afar, well, I get to know who you are. Here on my land of love. All right, I like that. Now, this is the bad boy I fell in love with. So, I am going to engage the third band here, and we have it set to expander. Both of these we have set to expander. And this is what I liked about this particular multiband. Can't prevail the danger that we fall in need. Can't tell the stranger we all have within. Getting heavy, folks. Just listen to the snare. Here comes just the music part. All right. Beautiful. It's almost like EQ, but it really didn't jump in volume, right? But it brought back some transient information. All right, and I'm gonna listen to it a little bit here. Can't prevail the danger that we fall in need. Back it off just a little bit. We all have within. All right. It will help if I have some ratio on it, I hope you're hearing what I'm hearing.
Can't prevail the danger that we fall in need. Can't prevail the stranger we all have within. Shoot for the stars, Jupiter, Mars.
Now I want to do something.
Land on your land of
Turn this up.
love, right where you are. With you so afar. Well, look at the know who you are. Here on my land of love, you are a star.
Oh my goodness. Hold up. Hold up, man. Hold up. Let me bypass this real quick.
Can't prevail the danger that we fall in need. Can't prevail
Oh my
the
goodness.
stranger we all have within.
Okay. I'm gonna come off of this thing.
Shoot for the stars, Jupiter, Mars. Land on your land of love, right where you are. With you so afar. Well, look at the know who you are.
Okay.
Here on my land of love, you are a star.
Oh my goodness. I know y'all hear this. All right, I'm gonna leave it right there for right now. Now there is this little guy I want to mitigate just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. So we're gonna do that.
Can't prevail the danger that we
Middle mouse scroll wheel for the bandwidth.
can't prevail the stranger we all have within. Shoot for the stars, Jupiter, Mars.
All right, let me back off
Land on your land of love,
this thing.
right where you are.
It's a little too dynamic.
So far. Well, look at the know who you are. Here on my land of love, you are a star.
All right. Wee. Okay, so we got that. I'm gonna turn a little bit of the low pass.
Can't prevail the danger that we fall in need. Can't prevail the stranger we all have within.
Okay, I like that. All right.
Shoot for the stars,
Finally, the dynamics.
Jupiter, Mars. Land on your land of love, right where you are. With you so afar.
I just want some color here. We were gonna use this as a limiter, but I'm just gonna use it for color, compression color. I want the loudest part here.
Can't prevail the
So I'm looking over here. Uh-oh.
that we fall in
Nope, too much.
Can't prevail the stranger we all have within. Shoot for the stars.
Now, if I do go this low, this might be a good time to use the filters. Right?
With you so far. Well, look at the know who you
before we use the filters, let's try the mid-band here. And that 200 area that I was complaining about. Let's see what we can do with that.
Can't you feel the danger that we fall in need? Can't you tell the stranger we all have within?
Oh yeah? Let's see.
Shoot for the stars, Jupiter, Mars, land on your land of love, right where you are, with you so afar. Well, look at the know who you are.
Okay, wait a minute.
Here on my land of love, you are a star.
I got it backwards. I want to go up in order to push the compressor to compress when this area is prevalent. You want to go down when you want it to not compress that area, right?
Can't you feel the danger
Okay.
that we fall in need? Can't you tell the stranger
Wow.
we all have within?
All right. We're going to leave it there for right this second. Let me throw some ash in here real quick.
Can't you feel the danger that we fall in?
I love Ash Ultra when I am really getting down to the scientific level of clipping, but Fire to Clip has been my homie, if I can say it like that. There's the missing thing. Okay. Back it up some. Okay. Too much soft clipping. Need more hard clipping. Let me do a before and after.
Can't you feel the danger that we fall in need?
My final thoughts on Latte. In the hands of a confident mastering engineer, this thing will work wonders. This is one of those suites that if you study mastering and you apply from what you've learned, it will give you back gobsmacks of goodness. If you are interested in trying out Latte for yourself, there is a 30-day non-restricted trial available. That's with all of the plugins. But if somehow I've convinced you of the need for this plugin, click the link in the description. Outside of that,